Hello, this is Greg. Join us this Saturday night at midnight for another edition of Night Owls, where we will feature Theodore Holden while he elaborates on Herbig Haro objects, human evolution, and the Ganymede hypothesis. I hope to see you there. Thank you.
All these pictures of a Herbig Haro string, because I want to talk about the Ganymede hypothesis and what that does to a sort of an idea of humans evolving from hominids, human evolution. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Beautiful.
So what I've got here is a picture of a Herbig Haro. I call it a Herbig Haro string, right? Other people call it a Herbig Haro object. And you can see, like in some of the areas here, you can see like a spiral of light, right? And this is the question of what exactly a Birkeland current is. And I've seen two different visions of that. And I need to get together with Don Scott with the Thunderbolts group, right? It's like Donald Scott believes that Birkeland currents are concentric sheaths of current, right? Now, other descriptions that I read indicate that they are pairs of currents which twist around each other like like an RNA DNA spiral. Okay, and there is a question as to how solar systems form up, a question as to how you get something like a string of galaxies, right? And they're the same phenomenon, just on a different scale. Right. What you've got is like these two currents, like you see here, and they have points where they cross, right?
Yeah.
And at these points where they cross, which are called Z-pinch points, you get electrical short circuiting, right? They touch each other, and it's like that creates a colossal electromagnetic pinch, right? And those kinds of electromagnetic pinches do have the power to agglomerate the plasma of space into solid objects like stars and protostars. Okay, now you can see over here that you've got some of these, cosmic bodies forming. Okay, you can see a string of round bodies, which conceivably could be stars and planets, right? But more likely, those are stars and protostars, including some dwarf stars, including one bright star here, right? Including what might be dwarf stars, which are not as intense, right? This is the way that solar systems actually do form up in the universe, and that's not what they teach in our schools. What they teach in our schools is simply wrong. And they teach that solar systems form up from swirling masses of cosmic dust or stuff like that under the influence of gravity, right? Well, I mean, gravity is by 40 orders of magnitude the weakest force in nature. I mean, that whole idea is ridiculous. It's like asking the littlest kid in the school to do the powerlifting event with 1,000 pounds in the bar, okay? The universe generally is a gravity-only cosmology. I mean, they teach that gravity is the only force that has any real effect on what you see in space, right? And that's completely wrong. I mean, that forces them into conundrums, right? Into untenable positions, talking about things like dark matter. And the reason they talk about dark matter is because you can't make a spiral galaxy work with just gravity, right? It would fuzz out.
Exactly.
Give me a moment. There's one picture that I like more than some of the others, right? And if I say sight, okay, here, this is lovely. Take a look at this. This is a spiral galaxy, and what you can see is something which gravity couldn't begin to do. You've got like two spiral arms, which are being held in a straight line for very long distance, and then what happens is at some point the electromagnetic field breaks down and the material trails off. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
You can see where the mouse pointer is here.
What is that? What do they call that, Ted? The inverse square law?
No, you're not dealing with.
As gravity breaks off, as
You're
it
not
fades
dealing
off.
with gravity here. It's like you're dealing with electromagnetic force.
Yes, but it's the
Okay.
same. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah, gravity can't do anything like this. And like I said, they try to invent things to let them claim that gravity is doing this. That's ridiculous. Look, it's like they claim that dark matter is like 95% of the universe. They can't detect it. It's like it doesn't show in anything, but there it is, right? It's most of the universe. We're vacuuming that stuff up off of our carpets, like 5 times a day. What you've got here is a galaxy. It's a spiral galaxy, but you can see that it's not something which is run by gravity. It's like you've got this one arm which is being held.
Oh, yeah. I see that.
Held in a straight line until some point at which the electromagnetic field breaks down. Then the material trails off. It dissipates and trails off. Okay. Gravity doesn't do things like that. Okay. They teach in our schools that the universe itself is governed entirely by gravity and that electromagnetic forces don't play any meaningful part. And that's just completely and totally wrong. That's 180 degrees from reality. And they try to use things like dark matter to make that theory work, okay? But here's the problem. Let me explain the problem with that. And this, I think, is the point at which you lost me. Consider the case of our own sun and Alpha Centauri, right? They're trying to claim that dark matter holds everything in our galaxy together. Well, I mean, our galaxy is just a whole bunch of, connections like between the sun and Alpha Centauri, right? The distance, between our sun and Alpha Centauri is typical for the Milky Way galaxy, even in parts of the Milky Way which are bright. And you're talking about what it would take to hold, our sun and Alpha Centauri together by gravity.